I've roughed out the top that I'm going to laminate to match the interior of the motorhome. So initially I went ahead and made the top up, and I made the radiuses on the corner the same size as the motorhome manufacturer used. But I remembered that, oh yeah, when radiuses are tight, it becomes difficult to bend the laminate nice and smoothly around the corners. There are ways I can take my edge stripping and I can sand the areas in the back where it's going to bend to thin it so it bends easier. I can use a heat gun, probably combine those two more often than not. And I can also purchase a laminate that's thinner, thicker for the top and thinner for the edges. So all of those things are just hassles I don't really think I need to deal with. Being that this table is going to be a few feet from the other one, different radius isn't going to matter that much. So I thought to make my life easier, I'd go ahead and make the proper radiuses. Now I could take a compass and I could set it for 3 inches and make each corner, and then take my jigsaw and follow that. And then after I do the build up, then I could just sand those edges and get them nice and smooth. And in the field, when I'm doing one here and one there, that's probably the way I would do it. But I want to do all 4 of these exactly the same. I use hole saws in my business quite a bit. I have sets that go from the smallest all the way up to 8 inches. This is a 6-inch hole saw, and I am going to make a template that I can then just attach and follow with a router, so it's a router template. And all I need to do then is just line it up so that it flushes with the 2 straight corners. Of course, the radius normally wouldn't already be here had I already not pre-cut these smaller radiuses. So all I need to do is just flush it to where into both of the straight edges, and then just attach it. Now I'm going to be laminating over this, so I'm going to just screw it down, because when I put the contact cement on, it'll just fill those holes and cover right over with the P-lam. I'm going to use a pattern bit. It's just a straight cutter, and it has a bearing at the top of the cutter, and so when I run this bearing along the pattern, it will then cut the material below exactly what the pattern is. And with the pattern bit, it'll follow this pattern all the way around, so I have to be careful not to go past the radius. When if I squared this pattern out and just had this corner, then I could just follow it all the way through. But this is a little quicker and easier for what I'm doing. Now I'll just repeat that 3 more times. So to make the top 1.5 inches thick for a nice look to it, I will build up the edges all the way around. I don't need to overlay the whole table and make it heavy. Plus, by putting just an edge on when I pick it up, that'll give me a little handle as well. Now on one end, I have the table base going in, and so I'm going to come in 10 inches on that. But the rest I'm going to go about 1.5 inches or 2 inches all the way around. And I don't need to pre-cut the radiuses. I'll use the router again and just go right around and route that out. So to attach these, I'm going to use a 1/4 inch crown, 1.25 inch staple, and of course glue. So when I nailed the backing along the countertop, I held it pretty much flush, but held the bottom out just a little bit so I could feel it with my finger, because I know I'm going to run my router on there and that'll line it up perfectly all the way around. I want that surface to be perfectly flush when I put the laminate on, so it'll be nice and straight and solid. So that's all there is to it. I got a nice 3-inch radius all the way around.